He's got a lot of dynamic traits. Number one, he's got the greatest it factor I've seen in 25 years in football. Okay, how do I define the it factor?
Yeah.
You walk in a room, people feel your presence, and you make them better. Every environment he's walked into, and he's been in a bunch of them, right? Go to UCF, go to Oklahoma, now at Oregon. He's made everybody better. Who else did that? Oh, Russell Wilson. Yeah, the guy we talked about to start the show off. Very similar. You look at body types, how they play, competitive temperament. When I watch Dillon Gabriel, I've called a bunch of his games in his career, he does all those things. And at the most critical moments, the dude just wins.
Yeah.
Whether you're on the road at Wisconsin, it's 4th and 13, you got a deal, he's done it. Whether it's Ohio State at home, middle of the season, he did it. I mean, he just has those traits to him. He's so unique. Experience is crazy, right? We all know that in this era of the COVID extra bonus year in college football. He started the most games in the history of college football, throwing for the most touchdowns in the history of college football, almost 20,000 yards thrown in college football.
Jeez.
Point is, he's just played a lot. And I go back to when Russ was a rookie. I remember talking to Pete Carroll, and I said, tell me about this guy. And he goes, he just gets more awesome by the day. When you're around Dillon, you're like, I just want to go on vacation with you every day.
Take us to Hawaii, please.
I just yesterday morning. He's in Hawaii now. He's going to be there until the remainder of the draft and the opportunity that he has. But I just think when he walks in, we said in the first block of the show, it's a backup quarterback draft. He's going to walk in. He's going to make every environment better. Guys are just going to fall absolutely in love with him. And he's a gamer. He's been around it his whole life, much like Shedeur. His dad was a quarterback at Hawaii, an elite quarterback, played at a high level there. I mean, he's been around sport, competitive natures his entire life. You talk to Manti, I'm sure he'd rave about the QBs that come from there, right? He idolized Marcus Mariota, which is why he wore the number 8 at Oregon. I just think of all the things you need as that position, as a backup, who can go win you games, it's him. He can scramble enough. He's got dramatic accuracy. You see it right there. I mean, he can hit locations. He's not going to have the speed. He's not going to have the size. But neither did you guys when you were coming out of college. I mean, according to all the experts.
I had the speed.
Yeah, you had the speed. Yeah, we heard about that.
I didn't.
Like you guys know what.
I know you mean.
Humility, Tony. I did not actually.
you know exactly what allows you to stay. I mean, you guys have been in facilities.
100%.
I have not been anywhere near you have in NFL facilities. The quarterbacks have to have a presence about them.
Yeah.
And he has that. He doesn't try too hard. I mean, you've seen the elite quarterback play for a long time, Jamie. I mean, this guy has all those traits. I know he's not going to be the number 3 pick to the Giants, but whoever gets him in rounds 2 through 4, wherever he nets out, is going to get a bona fide winner. And I will go on record saying when he gets his shot, because he will, it's the NFL, he's going to win games.
Right.
He's just a winner. He's won everywhere he's ever been.
Yeah, when I look at Gabriel, I pretty much see him as a gamer. You know, as you mentioned, played a ton of football, and that's a real benefit for him. So in terms of ability, I look at, obviously you want to say Tua, left-handed quarterback. I look at Purdy. But in terms of, like you said, how he affects everyone, I look at, like, how Baker Mayfield was coming out. Like, when people talk about him, they talk about his self-efficacy, like how he really, truly is able to uplift everyone. Everywhere he went, even in Cleveland. When he came to Cleveland, Baker did. He was pretty much the savior when LeBron left. When he went to Carolina, when he went to the Rams, now in Tampa Bay, totally is complete leader there. And I see him that type of quarterback. So he's going to get into a room where, I mean, if you don't have it together, it might be a situation like Russell Wilson where he might just take your job. So I can see him playing like that.
Yeah.
He's got that element to him. You know what else I love, Jamie? I know you're going to love this too, because we both have families. His NIL deal, he didn't say, go get me a Maserati. He's like, no, give me a van. Let me drive my receivers around. I mean, he's awesome. He was like a soccer mom before soccer mom.
And this isn't like a cool, tricked out van, because Gardner Minshew actually has a van that he lives in down by the beach sometimes. Dillon Gabriel has a minivan.
Yeah, this is a minivan. When he got to Eugene, he was like, what's the number one thing I have to do? Is go connect with my teammates. That's Rhett Lewis, Guy Haberman. Shout out to those two guys. But he took us around prior to their first game of the season because we were like, is the van real? And he's like, yeah, the van is real. His receivers, tight ends, his teammates would pour into that thing, and he'd take him to go drive.
Well,
and you guys all know, road trips, that's where connections happen.
Oh my
Well, thanks, Yogi.
gosh.
Now I'm going to go sell my Maserati and just...
Okay, Will.
Okay. Slight flex.
I'm just going to... No.
Slight flex. We
He's
get
fast,
it.
and he's got a Maserati.
And he got a Maserati. Okay.
Tony, don't even...
No.
Am I the only one triggered by the fact that, Yogi, you've said a couple times now that this is a backup quarterback draft? If I was a quarterback, I feel like that kind of pissed me off a little bit, because I don't want to be viewed as that.
I agree with that. And I talked to Dillon as a reference. He views himself as a starter, and he should. I just think if you're a GM and you're looking at this thing, you're saying, all right, do I want to spend a first-round pick on a quarterback, and can they be the franchise? Like, truly, not just because you're the starter, you're the franchise, but because you are the franchise. You're that guy. And the numbers, when you look at, I think from 2014 to 2023, I think over 150 quarterbacks been drafted. I think only 16 remain as the lead dog on their team. I mean, think about that. I mean, it's hard to nail it. It's hard to nail in recruiting. There's 145-star quarterbacks in high school recruiting history. Only one ever won a Super Bowl. It was Stafford.
Wow.
Team 2, year 13. It's just a hard science to nail. So that's why I say that. I think the guys we referenced, maybe the quote-unquote backups, I think they'll play for a long time. They might be Jake Browning. Like, they might be these guys that have a ring. They might be Gardner Minshew, and they get a shot. And see what happens when you get your opportunity.